Amazfit Bip5, the all-new addition to the Amazfit lineup of smartwatches. But is it a smartwatch or tracker? Well, it definitely blurs the line between tracker and smartwatch because of a massive 1.91-inch LCD display. Now, I nearly said AMOLED, but no, it's LCD. But you get 320 by 380 pixels, popping out 260 ppi, 2.5D Gorilla Glass, anti-fingerprint coating, 124 sport modes, and most importantly, there is inbuilt GPS. There is a lot to talk about with the Amazfit Bip5. So not only the GPS, the 124 sport modes, and not even the curved display. No, it's also got Bluetooth calls, so it gets a microphone as well as a speaker, so you can talk off your wrist. You can take calls off your wrist. This is super convenient, and all that for quite a budget price, under $100. That is almost unbelievable considering it has all the functionality that a smartwatch has. Okay, it's missing AMOLED. But it still has a very high quality LCD panel here. Now, I want to jump into this review because we really need to talk about the design, the display, as well as the features and functions of this tracker. Now, I actually got it on AliExpress because the prices there are just way better than on the high street. Now, why should I be paying for some shop to bring it in, stock it, and then sell it to me with a margin? I just go directly to AliExpress, and I will be leaving a link to the listing I got this watch from in the description below the video, so make sure to check it out. And now, without further ado, let's jump into the review. We'll start off with the design, then the display, and then the features and functions. So in regards to the design, this is a very light watch, 26 grams, that's just for the case. When you add the strap, it comes to around 40 grams, so almost feather light, and considering it is quite a big watch. So 1.91 inches is quite a big size. The dimensions are 45.9 millimeters by 38 millimeters and a height of 11.2 millimeters. But it does have these rounded sides, so it's very unlikely that it's going to catch onto your shirt sleeves or your jumper sleeves or so forth. The case design is plastic. Now, it's glossy plastic, but still, I think it's lacking a bit of that premiality, but considering all the features and functions and the price, it sort of makes sense. The only thing that has a metal finishing on this case is the button. And that was a nice touch, but it's rather strange considering the rest of the case is plastic, but we're not going to complain. When we look at the strap, it's integrated into the watch case. There are no lugs. And very lucky is that these are not proprietary straps. You can replace them with any 22mm straps. They just got the quick release design here. On the underside, we've got some matte black plastic that holds the sensor. On the right hand side, just under the button, we get the microphone, while on the left hand side, just under the watch case, we get the speaker. Now we'll talk about the Bluetooth calling in the features and functions. The design does look stylish, even though it is plastic. Because the top of the display, or the tempered glass here, it is actually curved in line with your wrist. I really do like the strap. It's soft silicone. It actually feels silicone. It's not the rough or the thick rubber strap. This is nice. And my favorite clasp, as we all know, is the classic watch type clasp. Well, here we get the best of two worlds. On one side, we have the classic watch type clasp, and then at the end, you still have to tuck it in. And I actually like that tuck-in feature because it creates a more firm fit, especially when you want the accurate heart rate when you're doing exercises. Now let's talk about the display because there are some things to talk about here. So as I mentioned, we do get 1.91-inch TFT LCD display. Now it is a touch activated display, but you do get support in the navigation with the button on the right hand side. We get quite a decent resolution, 320 by 380 pixels, popping out 260 ppi. Now, the TFT LCD panel here is really good quality. So you do get the saturated colors and you get deep blacks. So if I wasn't told that this is an LCD display, I would have thought this is AMOLED. Now, in regards to the bezels, I do feel like they could be thinner, but then they are already thinner than on the Redmi Watch Active 3. We do get tempered glass here, so that means that it's almost scratch resistant. I wouldn't be banging it against walls, but still it will save you from the light scratches of the usual wear and tear. There are 70 dynamic faces that you can download to this watch. Unfortunately, there's no AOD, so no always-on display. Personally, I don't mind, considering always-on display means your battery gets drained really easily. Also, there's no ambient light sensor. There's only the manual throttle of your brightness. The UI is smooth. There's a lot of navigation options here. Now, what I do like is that you can actually play around with how you visualize different widgets on top of your watch. So you can either have them in list or you can have them in the matrix. I prefer the list because it just makes it so easy to scroll down or up looking for the right widget. In regards to the features and functions, in regards to your sensors, well, you get your 24/7 SpO2, aka blood oxygen saturation monitoring, you get your heart rate monitoring, stress monitoring, and of course, sleep monitoring as well. Now, with your sleep, it monitors 3 sleep stages, so your light, deep, and REM sleep. Now, what I like about this watch is that you can actually see your sleep chart on top of the tracker. You don't have to go to the app every time you want to have a look at your sleep score or just your sleep graph. After all, it is a fitness tracker, so we need to monitor our health with this tracker, and it does so perfectly. 124 sport modes. That's plenty. And considering we get the 150 sport modes on the Xiaomi Mi Band 8 or 100 sport modes on the Redmi Watch Active 3, there is no GPS. Here we have GPS, and it actually uses 4 positioning systems, so potentially that's quite accurate. We're yet to test how accurate the GPS positioning is on this watch. All sport modes are goal-based, meaning that you can set an objective to your activity, such as distance to be walked, run, calories to be burned, and a time goal as well. You get pace alerts, you get heart rate zone alerts, you can actually get broadcast. So when you're doing a particular activity and you've got no opportunity, or you just don't want to actually look at your band for some metrics, well, you can set up audio broadcasts and the watch will let you know your stats or your metrics as you're doing your activity. That is pretty cool. Another nice feature in regards to sports is that you can actually customize the screens that tell you all about your metrics. You do get some advanced stats with this watch in regards to your fitness, VO2 max, recovery times, so you get a bit of this. This watch can track 7 automated activities. Well, it's not really 7, it's 5. So there's the rower, the elliptical workout, the cycling, I get it. But with the walking and running, well, this watch can determine if it's indoor or outdoor. So really it's just walking and running. And of course the other 3. So 5 workouts that it can automatically pick up. Another really awesome thing with the Amazfit watches or smart bands, trackers, whatever you want to call this, is the Pi feature. So the Pi stands for Personal Activity Index, and you basically aim to get 100 points on there. So that metric is calculated over a week, and it accumulates your statistics about the activities that you've been performing and the intensity at which you've been performing those activities. So they say that as long as your score, your Pi score, is above 100 points, you're 25% less prone to getting heart disease. So this is a really good feature to make sure that you are exercising enough. Now, so far we've been talking about the rather advanced features about this watch. I don't want to be talking about the simple stuff like your timer, your stopwatch, your weather widgets. Well, almost any tracker or smartwatch gets those. Let's talk about the cool stuff. So what other cool stuff do you get with this watch, and how does it differentiate from the other trackers that blur the line with smartwatches these days? Well, there are two features here which are really advanced. First of all, you get the Alexa AI assistant. All you need to do is open up the Zip app, sign into your Amazon account, and you can use Alexa AI assistant right from the watch. That's one. Number two, well, remember that there's a microphone here and a speaker. That means that you can actually get Bluetooth calls. So you don't have an eSIM or a physical SIM in here. As long as you're connected via Bluetooth to your smartphone, you can actually talk off your wrist. And that is pretty useful. So say, I don't know, you've left your phone in the bedroom and you're in the kitchen. Somebody calls you, all you need to do is basically speak into your wrist, and that's it. If you're outside, you don't want to pull out your mobile, that's okay. Again, Bluetooth calling is a very convenient feature to have. In regards to the battery life, more positive news. So the manufacturer claims 26 days in battery saving mode, 10 days for typical usage and 5 days with heavy usage. So I've actually had this watch for 5 days. Ever since I got it, I charged it up and I'm wearing it on and off, on and off. I'm not using any GPS, yet 5 days later, I've still got more than 60 or 70%, because I've just got a bar here, I can't tell exactly how much I've got left. So 5 days later, and I've still got over 60% left of the battery. That's pretty good. So the 10 days for typical usage, yeah, definitely, potentially even more, maybe 12 or 14 days. Now, if you are going to be tracking your exercises as well as using GPS, potentially it will go down to 5 or 6 days. But nonetheless, that is a really good long time. Now, considering that the battery size here is 300 milliamp hours, that's almost double the size that you would get on the Xiaomi Mi Band 8. Anyways, that's pretty much the high-level overview of this tracker, the Amazfit Bip5. I'm really enjoying this tracker, but I haven't tested accuracy of the heart rate, of the sleep monitoring. I haven't tested the GPS accuracy, nor the calories burnt here, but I will be doing that. So make sure to hit the red subscribe button below the video so you don't miss on any of those videos. As I've mentioned earlier, I did leave a link to the listing I got this watch from in the description below the video. So make sure to check it out if you're after a sharp price. Now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.